Welcome back, guys, to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn as we start part 2 of the game of Countries and Kings.
Daein has been reborn. Word of King Peleus's coronation reaches neighboring Crimea within days. Crimea itself has spent the past 3 years rebuilding from the damage it suffered during the Mad King's War. News that Ashnard's son now sits on Daein's throne sends waves of unease and worry rippling across the land. Alas, this is not the only thing disturbing the people of Crimea during this time. There is an ever-widening gap emerging between Crimea's noble class and the nation's young ruler, Queen Elincia. Crimea lost its king during the Daein invasion, and Elincia is still an inexperienced ruler. What's more, her very existence was a secret from the public, and so she came unexpectedly to her succession. Many of Crimea's noble houses raised their voices in protest against her rule. Elincia's desire for a long-lasting peace has driven her to strengthen Crimea's ties with the Laguz nation of Gallia, and to renounce Crimea's claim to rule over a defeated Daein. Her political moderation is seen as a sign of weakness among her critics. Ike, the young hero who led Crimea to victory in the Mad King's War, was granted a peerage for his heroism and bravery. The elevation of a common mercenary to the nobility, however, widened the rift between the aristocracy and the queen yet further. Perhaps to avoid becoming mired in these power struggles, Ike renounced his peerage and took his leave of the court. Yet Ike's actions did little to placate the nobility. They continued to criticize the queen's every decision and lay squarely at her feet the blame for all of Crimea's woes.
So begins yet another prologue on Drifting Clouds. So, you've acknowledged Peleus as the newly crowned King of Daein? Your Majesty, this is beyond the pale! I have not forgotten our war with Daein. 3 years is not so long as that. Do not forget. If we allow hatred to rule our hearts, we become prisoners of our past. A lasting peace serves both nations. Bravo, Your Majesty. Well spoken indeed. Your words paint a picture of idealism rarely seen here at court. However, and I beg your forgiveness, it is quite apparent your grasp of politics remains childishly naive. Abandoning rule over Daein, then reconciling with our most hated enemy. This will not do. The people will soon take their discontent to the streets. What's more, why choose Bastion, the Count of Fair, as your envoy? His skills in court are vital to Crimea. To send away such a key figure, tell me, Your Highness, how exactly do you plan to rule without him? The Count of Fair himself gladly volunteered as a delegate. Her Majesty's decision was only... Lady Lucia, still your tongue! You are not Her Majesty. Do not presume to speak for her. Yes, Lady Lucia, please refrain from speaking if you have not been directly addressed. Your familiarity with the Queen does not grant you a seat in the Royal Assembly. Although you may have been raised as a sister to Her Majesty the Queen, kindly remember your place. You have my apologies. And you, General Joffrey, does your loyalty to Her Majesty stem only from your unchecked emotions? Those with a taste for gossip are talking. I wonder, have you heard what the Help is saying about you? What? Jeffrey. At any rate, growing discontent has brought the royal family of Crimea to a crossroads of sorts. Your Highness, this is all on you. Indeed, Your Majesty. Whatever do you intend to do? Take a short recess by the look of it. Queen Elincia! Marcia! How are you today? What are you doing here? Lucia told me about those no-good-nick nobles and their chest-beating contest, so I thought you could use some cheering up. You weren't in your chambers or the garden, so I guessed you would be out here. Forgive me, I needed some time to think. I'm sorry to trouble you. Not at all! After everything you've done for me, it's the least I could do. It was nice of you to hire me as a royal knight, but hiring my sponge-brained, spine-deprived brother might qualify you for sainthood. Even so, I'm afraid I may also have caused you a great number of hardships. Huh? Oh! The grief I'm getting from the nobles? It's nothing I can't handle. If you think your country is stuffed shirt windbags for aristocracy, you should see Begnions. When I was a Pegasus Knight there, they had a new shenanigan every week. After that, the Crimean crybabies are no big deal. No, it's my fault, and I'm sorry. I'm so new at all this. Even you are affected by my blunders. Sometimes I think, maybe I just don't have what it takes to be a queen. That's so not true. Queen Elincia. Anyone can strut around in a queen hat and say she's a ruler, but you always put your people first. Look, it's not that you're doing a bad job. It's just everyone's on edge lately. With Daein getting a new king and all. People are worried that Daein will start another war like the one 3 years ago, and they're taking it out on you. Just don't let those peacock-wearing nobles bug you. Remember that you don't have to go it alone. You've got friends everywhere. Thank you, Marcia. Your kind words have lifted my spirits. That's right. I'm not alone. I must be strong, for the sake of our people. As the protector of our homeland. Huh? Queen Elincia, what the heck is going on over there?
Hey! How dare you harass us? Be gone, insolent fools! Be gone, I say!
Why are these soldiers bothering us?
Fear not, my lady. This senile old bird would gladly trade his life for your protection.
They say nothing is as beautiful as the herons of Serenas, especially a royal princess. He'll fetch a pretty penny from some lord or other, and our pockets are a little light. What do you say, Captain? Yes, naturally. She should prove to make a fine gift. Seize them and mine the raven's talons.
This is unbelievable! Stand back, you unrepentant dogs! Neolucci does not give in easily!
Men, silence that cawing raven. Who would pay for an old crow like that anyway? Leave him. Stop right there! Company. How droll. Hey, Begnion Draco Knights. Are you lost, or have you just been letting those scaly flea bags do your navigating? I was definitely going to say Dragon Knights. What are you doing in Crimea's sky? We merely strayed a bit in our duties patrolling the border. Do you have a problem with that? You and your flying snakes are in violation of Crimea's sovereignty. Besides, do you have any idea who you're dealing with here, Reptile Breath? Marcia, stop. We cannot afford to start antagonizing the Begnion army. I am the Queen of Crimea. But your majesty, we can't just let these wyvern monkeys run rampant. And we're not going to. As long as they don't realize I'm the queen, we should be fine. Begnion Draco Knights, you will only be warned once. Leave this area immediately. I serve the Queen of Crimea. Trespassers on Crimean territory will be dealt with. No exceptions. The Queen, she says. The very Queen that relied on us, the Begnion Empire, to free her nation. Imperial Draco Knights are not frightened by soldiers so weak as Crimean Pegasus Knights. Listen up. Leave those two alone. It's the Serena's maiden we want. Do not allow her to escape. Looks like we'll not talk any sense into them. I suppose we have no choice. Sir Neolucci, we're here to help you. I'll be. It's Her Majesty Queen Elincia. Fate has smiled upon us. I hate to be a bother, considering it has been so long, but your assistance is most appreciated. And so the player phase begins as we have to survive for 8 turns. Right, that being said, it's time to start an assault, I imagine. We've got Neolucci here of level 22. We've got the Queen, Elincia, with some nice stats for her promotion as well. So, of course, she's a Beorc. The staff rating of S. Does she carry one? She has immense, so she can heal as well. Not so bad. Sword is B. She has Canto and Stun. Can inflict 3 times normal damage and paralyze enemy until their next turn. High level airborne units. Okay. That sounds pretty good. How do I use it? I guess I have to go up to them first. We've got Marcia here, who seems to be a level 2 herself. Or a promoted unit, that's for sure. And S ranking Lancers can use swords as well, with Canto to move about as needed. Not so bad stats either. Neolucci. Well, you can see he's pretty good, or at least strong while he's transformed. I do not know if he'll stay transformed, though, being up here and all. He's got a Laguz stone. So we can always keep him going if we need to. And Daein, who, hopefully due to how the enemies were describing things, won't get attacked. Because if she does, she will drop out of the sky in no time at all. So we need to start attacking and start defending all at the same time here. Maybe with a little bit of movement-majigging. Now what I mean by that is, of course, Daein is a Selena's Heron. So she can Vigor chant people. So it's all up to how we can place everyone else. So Steel Lance and a Javelin there. Slim Sword and a Mend. How much damage do you do, Elincia? I imagine these guys are quite strong as well. They must be promoted units, but you can't hit for much, that's for sure. I guess stun procs randomly then? Steel Lance does a lot more damage, however. And then there's Neolucci as well, who has the power to Canto on top of everything else and has Wrath. So what we could do is set them up in a formation that allows them to get the most attacks on these guys. So it seems Neolucci is definitely the best unit for the attacking. Definitely, definitely. So let's start with you. I don't know what side we want to start with you on. Let's just move to there, attack, and then figure out a formation. Go on there, Lucci. I can't even tell you're old at the moment. Oh, no, Lucci's going to be useful. Actually, maybe we wanted to pick up the lovely Raven lady we have with us. The lovely Heron lady, even. Right, so if I attack there and attack there, if I move you to there, sir. Right, we got a Vigor chant from there. I wonder who is like the lower level of the two here. Authority. She has authority. 3 stars worth of authority. Whatever that means, but I say from stats, you might be a whole level promoted over. I don't know. It's quite confusing, but maybe she's just a really good unit. Right, Marcia we could use first though, and just finish off the job with a fairly strong whack. One unit falls from the sky at the very least. Right, stay roughly where you are. Yeah, go there. Right, the princess can maybe get in range to attack, but I don't think she can Canto back from there. I do wonder if I just want to move to here and then try to canto it. Or move to here and use Vigor on the other two after attacking. So it takes damage but does 6 times 2. Let's see Elincia in action. Dodging no problem. Considering it's air combat here, it's just going to be a lot of swooping, I imagine. Swooping all around the place. And can't move there. So if we move to, I don't know, say here and Vigor up the other two, the Golder Vigor. Oh, we can only choose one. We'll choose Neolucci then. Wait a second, how come you can only choose one? I thought it was always multiple. Well, all the same, we can definitely take you down with Neolucci, and well, I think we'll not get any experience for doing so, but if it survives 8 turns and we're using a ton of promoted units as is, I mean, Marcia looks to be the weakest one, and she didn't get much experience. I guess it's just play to win. Neolucci seems to be enjoying this, that's for sure. Now, I'd say create a blockade a little bit here. See what the enemies can do. Because there's one very obvious way that I can make sure that the lovely lady stays safe. And that is to put her in a formation up against a wall. There's 3 blocking points I can use then. In the meantime, using a Vigor to keep boosting Neolucci is probably the best way to go about things. Because then the Princess and Marcia should be able to take out one enemy each after that. As you can see. Right, 2 enemies came to attack, and Marcia gets healed a little bit there for being nearby. I think she does anyway. You got the same ability as well? Indeed you do. Level the user effects which Galdrar can be learned. So is it meta on the power there? I'm not quite sure, but that would mean 3 HP heal for Marcia. Seems like the other guys aren't even advancing. The boss is over there, who probably has a weapon to claim there. A short axe is not so bad, so maybe we want to try and push for the boss, but I'm betting reinforcements will come. Let's take out these guys first of all. Well, we know that Marcia's Steel Javelin is not going to take him out in this turn. But I think, to be honest, our princess here can take one down in 2 hits. I say princess, but she's queen. Gotta get used to that fact. And then stun comes out as a random effect. Not that we need to really know it, because dead regardless. Stunned, but also mainly defeated. That's the main point here. Right, so if I go to, I don't know, say here, then I bring Neolucci in, he's going to canter away in the end as well. How's his gauge, by the way? Well, let's just attack first. His gauge is dropping, but I can use a Laguz stone to get him back into action again. To be honest, Neolucci, I don't think will be a long-time character, if you know what I mean. But if we play efficiently, we should be able to take down 2 a turn. The main problem here is the fact that, yes, you definitely have axes. So if I'm going to use my Golder on anyone here, it would be Elincia to try and heal Marcia after she takes this hit, but she's going to dodge. Okay, maybe not. Well, that's another opponent down. Definitely best to try and feed the experience onto Marcia then. Right, so there you go. And then we can slot you in, Leanne. Golder Vigor over to our princess. Okay, this time you did 2 people. Is it Neolucci who sometimes... How can't? It does seem to be, doesn't it? Right, so we've got a little bit of luring going on. Let's mend Marcia, which gives her a lot more experience. And maybe wait it out because that means that Elincia... Yes, Daein is completely safe, but we'll move the next turn on to the next episode. Our next chapter is begun, and with the Iron Poleaxe wearing guys here coming in. Nasty, nasty. I ask you to tune in next time as we look to survive for 8 turns, but with 4 of the Draco Knights being taken down out of 11, it looks like we may be more on the offensive than defense, wouldn't you say? I'll see you next time as we battle above the sky some more. Bye-bye.